Uh, wow, we actually pulled it off. United nil, Liverpool nil, and that is a good result ultimately. Anytime you go away to a top four, top five, top six opposition, the idea is don't lose. And if you can snatch a win, you snatch a win. But even when you're fighting for league titles, which obviously we are not, the onus is on the home team to win those games, and then at home the onus is on you to win those games, and not lose the away game. So you got to hand it to the lads, hand it to Erik Ten Hag today. I don't think there was a single United fan that actually thought we could go and get a result, or certainly wasn't one sitting here that thought United could go and get a clean sheet. But we did, and maybe there's a little bit of we fucking told you so a little bit with play Amrabat, play Mainu together. Two players that have got the positional discipline to sit in front and help screen that back four a little bit. But regardless, I thought Ten Hag got his tactics spot on today. And that was actually the first time we've seen an Erik Ten Hag Manchester United play off the back foot and look to try and counter-attack effectively. Now, obviously, they don't get a 10 out of 10 praise and a fucking, open-top bus parade through the centre of town because fundamentally we didn't win the game. Now, if we'd have actually gone and snatched the win, we'd be going absolutely bananas here, and rightly so. I think it would justify it. But I think it's well worth the commendation that looking at where we were as a team, the confidence, the morale, all that sort of stuff, there was people talking about if there's a heavy defeat here, Ten Hag could see himself going. And it wasn't something I agreed with, but I would think that a heavy defeat today would have turned some of the fans that were on the fence onto the other side of the fence, because I'm already starting seeing it, and I'm already arguing with people in the comments about it, and I am seeing more and more of that. And I think if it had been a repeat of last season at Anfield, there probably would have been a few more join them, particularly if results against West Ham and Villa followed on top of that as well, because you'd be looking at like a 5-game losing streak or some shit like that. And at which point the options to defend him start to go. But I think a result and a performance like that answer a few questions. Now, it wasn't a particularly good performance with the ball. It was a shocking performance with the ball, if you want to be technical. There was a couple of snatch chances. There was one little good bit of passage of play where Højlund's ended up smacking it against Alisson, which I thought was our best chance of the game. There was another one a little bit later on where it's flashed across the box, and I didn't quite see who it was that could have got onto it. I think it might have been Højlund, didn't quite get onto it. Outside of that, the chances were few and far between. So it was definitely going to be a smash and grab job if we got it. But the issue with Manchester United of late hasn't necessarily been, although it has, but it's not the most disappointing thing. The most disappointing thing is how easy we are to play against, how easy we are to break down, and how many goals we've been conceding, particularly in Europe. But you get a clean sheet at Anfield, that's a combo breaker. You're talking 11 straight victories this season there for them, 35 goals scored, combo breaker. A diminished Manchester United side has gone there and put it on them. Credit to Rafael Varane today. Credit to Luke Shaw today. Credit to... Actually, let's talk about Diogo Dalot here. So Dalot loses his napper with the referee, and he was right, by the way. It was a fucking United throw-in. Loses his napper with the referee, dissent, yellow card. All right. And he might have decided to give the yellow card. The TV angle I'm watching at, I don't know whether he carried on, but that's essentially one instance of dissent. It's the same instance, isn't it? So to then give him a second yellow so fast, honestly, I'm seeing threads on Twitter about Michael Oliver and how that is just nailed on to be anti-United and there's question marks coming up against him and all sorts of stuff. And performances like that where, like, how does Marcus Rashford get a yellow card for that as well? Just yellows dished out to United players so easy. And it was some brutal from behind, particularly around the halfway line, as United was like trying to play out Liverpool, put the clamp on us. It was from behind. Fuck all. Not dealt with. No yellow card. Don't worry about it. Fucking nothing. I don't think that was a fairly refereed game. And I think that double yellow for Dalot in the last minute was an absolute tragedy of a refereeing decision. Absolute tragedy of a refereeing decision. Now, because it's two yellows, VAR can't look at that. But that's 3 wrong decisions in a row. Now imagine they'd have scored from that throw-in. VAR's not going to go back. This is the fucking nonsense with VAR. You want this extreme precision, but only in 15% of football. But you don't realise that the fucking butterfly effect of that was a corner, not a goal kick, or that was a throw-in for us and not them, literally leads to a goal. And you've pulled back. Like, if they'd have took that throw-in, boom, scored directly from it, they took the Rodri one back for fucking minutes. Why once the ball's dead, you go and look at that goal? They wouldn't, but why couldn't they? They wouldn't, but why couldn't they? Why couldn't they go back and go, actually, no goal, United throw? Why not? Why not? You can't give me a fucking good answer why not. Because the whole fucking... You either have to have complete VAR or no VAR. But I don't want to talk about VAR today because it wasn't necessarily an issue in the game. I'm just saying. I'm just mad about it. I think Kobe Mainoo didn't get on the ball a lot today. Almost flawless again when he was on it. Just fantastic. It's the decision-making on him is immense. The decision-making on him is absolutely immense. And I don't think it was a universally good performance. I thought McTominay... Okay, given the captain's armband, great honour for him. Shown a lot of fight and a lot of spirit, but the quality just isn't there with him. It just wasn't there with him. And we didn't get the opportunity to get Delo or Luke Shaw forward enough, crashing the box, to be able to utilise what McTominay might have offered us in an advanced role. So, congratulations on becoming United captain for the day today at Anfield and seeing us over the line, getting a good result. But I thought he offered very little. In terms of quality in the game, either from a defensive point of view or an offensive point of view. And actually, he lost the ball a hell of a lot without actually creating anything. And people go, oh, you don't mind when Bruno loses the ball. No, don't, because he's the most productive chance creator in the Premier League. So there is a huge difference in that. And if you can't understand that, ask an adult. I thought Anthony was poor. Again, what Anthony offers you is a little bit of a defensive screen. He might be a good fucking fullback, you know. Because, I mean, I watched the West Ham Wolves game, right? And you look at Kudus, someone we were linked with, someone that cost, what, a third of what Anthony cost? And you go, Jesus fucking Christ. He is literally everything we wanted out of Anthony. It's just the decisions he makes are just fucking infinitely better. Anthony, I thought, was poor with the ball today. He grafts off the ball, so I think he gets a bit of a pass from the gaffer because he knows that at least he's going to help out his fullback somewhat. Otherwise, bit of a dead performance. Højlund doesn't get anywhere near the service that the rest of the strikers get in the league. I'm sure you've all seen the graphs that have been going around this week. But I thought he was poor. He's not a finisher. He's got to be able to hit the target when he gets those opportunities. And if he starts hitting those, you know, he could start becoming a little bit of a cult hero. Yes, he works hard off the ball. I think he's neat and tidy outside the box. But your bread and butter, it's like people who fucking wank Trent off. Trent lost the ball like, hang on, let me just double check. Because I did check late on in the game, and it was 31 times. I just want to see what he actually finished it up with. He ended up losing the ball a grand total of 34 times. Wow. Wow. Well done, mate. Sensational techers. Anyway, you got to take that. Happy with that. On to the next. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.